Ladies and gentlemen, recovering emo kids, welcome to Emo Kids Anonymous. I'm your host, Robb Laffoon. Unfortunately, my co-host Amanda could not be here this evening, but she is represented. We got some representation here in the form of the Patrick Stump Funko Pop next to the BROTEGE bottle. Now, today, we got an interview with one of the fucking hardest hitting pop punk bands on the fucking planet right now. Let me just say that, okay? Talking about action adventure. It's not action slash adventure. It's not action and or adventure. Action adventure. Act ad. I guess I never really thought of how to say that one out loud. That doesn't flow at all. It's action adventure, okay? I'm joined by Brompton from Chicago band Action Adventure. They put out a great record this year in October called Ever After. It is on my album of the year list. This shit is fucking hard hitting. Before we get to that conversation, though, obviously, do me a favor, subscribe to the pod, follow us at Emo Kids Anonymous, at Emo Kids Anon Pod over on Twitter, emokidsanonymous.com. You can subscribe to all these things. Also, head over to neveraphasenetwork.com to go check out said album of the year list that has come out by the time this releases. Also got tons more cool articles, interactive things over there, games, prizes, giveaways. Hearing a rumor that someone could win a Honda Civic on there at the year end. Not sure. I got to put some fine print here when I do the episode to cover me because I'm making this up. Anyways, join our Discord. A lot of fun happening over there. Before I get to the interview, though, one last piece of business. As you know, 1 in 3 men, they're just ignoring their face routine completely, okay? We got fellas walking around looking like catcher's mitts, okay? The fellas are looking sunburnt and fucking weathered as all fucking. I don't like that, you know? I want all the fellas to be looking fresh. So we got this deal going right over here with BROTEGE. BROTEGE, company created by Gabe Saporta, one of the best looking mid-40s-year-olds men on the planet. He created this here, okay? It's the all-in-one face serum. It's got retinol. It's got sunscreen. It's got all that good shit that'll make your face glow and show in the best possible way. And we have a special deal for our Emo Kids Anonymous listeners right now, where you head over to brotege.com, you enter Emo Kids at checkout, you get your first one of these for only $10, okay? $10. That's a hell of a deal. You can't get nothing for $10 anymore, but you can get a bottle of BROTEGE that'll take your face from fresh. We'll take your face from fucked to fresh. Okay? We got a deal? Now, with all that being said, I want you to enjoy my interview here with Brompton from Action Adventure, okay?
I heard you had another breakdown!
I'm joined by Brompton from Action Adventure here, obviously. I introduced you right there, but you want to give a little background, I guess, on the band anyways, just a little brief overview in case people aren't familiar.
For sure, yeah. I'm Brompton. I play guitar and do some singing in Action Adventure. We're a heavy pop punk band from Chicago. Um, been around for a minute. Started in like 2014. I think that's when we started the project. So, it's been a cool 11
Interesting.
years.
So we're mainly doing EPs and stuff along the way until we, at some point around the pandemic, you get Pure Noise's attention. Is that what happened there?
Yeah, so we were doing EPs, like we were trying to do the EP every year thing, to kind of work through I think it was back in like 2014, 2015, 2016, it was still a new project. It wasn't any of our like first projects, but it was still a newer project. I think we were kind of working through what we wanted like to actually sound like. We were kind of finding ourselves as a band. Um so we were just kind of constantly writing. So we would write, a bunch of songs, we would record them, we'd release them, we would immediately start writing again,
Just
just
kind
like,
of keep that cycle going, not really like sitting on anything, just kind of keep grinding.
yeah, that was it for a long time, honestly. And then, COVID really messed up that whole momentum. Um, we were we were actually literally doing like a short, like a week-long tour. Um, and the last show was the night before lockdown happened.
Oh, fuck.
It was crazy. So we played a show the last day before the whole world shut down. It was
And where were you?
we were in Beloit, Wisconsin. So it was not a big show. But,
Fuck, yeah.
it
Fucking
was
Beloit,
it was
Wisconsin, yeah.
it was crazy. It was fun. We were with our homies in the band Honey Creek from Milwaukee, and we just done a couple of Midwest states like Wisconsin and Ohio and stuff. And we we were like watching everything happen like as we were going. Because like obviously, everything started on the East Coast, and as we were, because we started as far east as we could, and then we were like kind of heading back home, and we're just like, oh, this is crazy. Hope our shows don't get canceled.
You're like, yeah, yeah. You really don't have an idea at that point because I remember, who was it? Fucking was it Rudy? It's not Rudy Gay, right? Who was it that fucking that last day they go touch all the mics and stuff like that? But like, there's a basketball player and like that. It's like he's joking around, not taking it seriously, not thinking that like, oh, this is because like people still
Right.
people aren't really grasping. I mean, obviously, like it very quickly became like serious business, like and politicized and stuff like that. But like, you got to kind of almost give a break, like at the very beginning, because it was like I don't think we could comprehend how serious something like that was because we've never fucking lived through it.
Yeah, I just remember like, bars and restaurants and stuff closing down, and then like my job was like, okay, well, I guess we're gonna start remote work, and then we'll be back in like we're just gonna call it a week for now, and then we'll reassess, you know, at the end of the week, and we'll figure out what's going on, and then we never went back.
I was gonna say, how'd that go? Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, like I still work remote, which is cool because it lets me work while I'm on tour and stuff. But like, um,
double
yeah,
dipping,
so that
damn,
was
working on
crazy.
tour, yeah.
So COVID was wild. And then over COVID, we kept doing the thing that we were doing. We were writing, and we wrote the Pulling Focus EP, and we started shooting um like music videos like we shot the Barricades video in like July of 2020.
Whose
Um,
vision is these fucking? You guys got some videos that are like goddamn short films, bro. Like these aren't music video. Like you guys are doing it like 90s style. Like you guys are putting real effort into this. Like,
I think it's just like we're older dudes, and I love music videos, and that's like an art form that I really don't ever want to see go away. I think it's really
hell yeah.
cool to have like a visualizer for it. And I'm always excited like when a band drops a single. I'm like, oh, let me go watch the video. Let me see what it
Mhm.
is. Um, but yeah, we're super lucky to have a couple of people in the band and on the team that kind of like we do care about those things. So usually it's kind of a group effort. Recently, like we've kind of split up the ideas. Like once we figure out what the singles are, we go and we're like, okay, who has ideas for like what the video could be or whatever. So with
Start delegating a little.
yeah, so with like the most recent record with Ever After, um it was basically, me and Blake talking about what we kind of figured the videos would be, and then we usually start with these like crazy big like schemes,
You got these great big ideas, and then you start
Yeah,
realizing you're like, oh, this is an actual production budget we just cooked up
right,
here. Like, yeah.
right. So then like we condense and we figure out like what are the most important parts to us, what do we want to do. And then, we see what we can do, how we can execute. We've been super lucky to work with a lot of really talented like videographers, and we're lucky that we know a lot of awesome photographers and videographers and LDs and stuff, and where we just kind of have like a bunch of people that we just work with now and everything. Also, it helps that Blake's day job is that he works in sports, so he does like motion graphics and video editing for like
Oh
some of the
shit.
Chicago sports teams. Yeah. So like he does a lot of the editing for our videos. So even if it's like a concept that me or Oren comes up with, we can be like, how do we do this? And then we sit down with Blake, and then we're like figuring out like what to do. Or it's like the Spiral video, the video for our song Spiral, and Blake was just like, I have an idea, trust me. And then we're like, okay, cool.
Just see the vision.
Yep. And we just like let it go. And it's awesome. The video was super fun to shoot. It was really cool. It's one of my one of my favorite videos from us. Even though it was cool because it was like low, it was like lower production value because we shot the whole thing in his apartment,
Tick. Okay.
and it was cool. It was just yeah, it was just really cool. It just showed like, like, man, he's really good at this.
Sometimes you like box yourself in like that, like you kind of create like more ideas in a way because you're kind of like refined, you know what I mean? Like you're, I mean, literally
Yeah.
boxed in, but even just like, okay, well, we have to use the apartment, we have no budget, this and that. Like you fucking only have so many options. It better be good, kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, it worked out. It was super cool. And I think that oddly enough, like our videos, like I know that like Barricades, like it went viral, on
Yeah.
TikTok and stuff. But we had already shot by the time that happened, we had already shot the video for Poser, which was like the rap video.
Yeah, yeah, that
Um,
yeah. That
and
was the first video of yours I saw, I think, was Poser, yeah.
yeah, that was super fun. And that one, Pure Noise was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, this is awesome. And
Like
I
it's fucking cool.
definitely think that helped. So yes, I think our love for music videos is something that I hope we never give up on because I don't know, videos are just it's fun to shoot, man. They're just
No,
cool.
and it's like, especially like you're, if you're like, you're artists, you know what I mean? Like you want to be creative and stuff like that. And like TikTok and Instagram, like that's not really like, that's not like art. Like it could be creative, but like it's creative, like it's creative slop. You know what I mean? I'll say that as someone that like does social media
Yeah.
stuff. Like a lot of it's slop, this and that. Whereas like a video, like that's fucking fun. Like there's, you can really sink your teeth into it and get creative. And like, it's not music, it's something else. Like, yeah, like that's fucking cool. A lot of these people like that we're working with are this is a lot of just Chicago stuff. Like the city's pretty, you guys are pretty tightly knit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We get to work with a lot of like homies that we've like come up with, over the past like 10 years in the scene. A lot of times like Blake will call in some of his people who do like the sports editing or they shoot the baseball games or soccer games and whatever teams he's working for at the time and stuff. So yeah, it's been pretty cool. We got a pretty good team at our disposal. We're lucky.
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a pretty
Lucky.
good deal. I have a buddy that does like production stuff, and he's not a sports fan at all. But he told me one time he's like sports like TV production. He's like those guys are the best in the fucking world. I'm like, really? I
Oh yeah.
wouldn't think this. He's like, bro, that he's like sports is the shit that costs $100 million a year for each league and things like that. Like, trust me, their guys are good. Like, I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
I guess that makes sense. That adds
Oh,
up.
absolutely. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. And they're all like super talented and they're all really cool. And we're lucky to, have access to them. So it's pretty tight.
It's interesting. You guys are a Chicago band, but I feel like musically, spiritually, partly, you guys have like some Bostonian in you as well, you know? I think a lot of that's like the 4 year strong kind of just like in your face, fuck you type of pop punk you do.
I can see that.
You guys did the new record with Alan, I believe, right? From 4 year strong.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
How did that come to be? How did that figure out?
So I mean it's pretty cool, uh we wear it on our sleeves, 4 Year Strong is one of our favorite bands. Literally I just did my Spotify rap today and they were number 5 on my Spotify rap. So
They're up,
like
yeah.
and it's been like that.
Where was your own band on there?
You know what? This year was great because we only did one tour. Usually Action is on there a lot because I listen on Spotify when I rehearse for tour. Like I
Hmm.
play to the songs. But we didn't do a lot of touring this year. We did a lot of like video shoots. We
You did
tracked the record and all
And you
that
did a
stuff.
record which you're not listening to on Spotify. You're listening to like on the files and shit like
Exactly.
that. Yeah. Yeah. If they
Exactly.
got
So when
if
I
they
was
got your
rehearsing,
file plays.
yes. So when I was rehearsing for the tour, which we played a lot of we opted to play, like 7 or 8 songs off the record on this past headliner. Um I was doing it just like in my iTunes,
Hmm.
just using the masters that I have for whatever songs and everything. Or just we also like had some like extended intros and stuff, so I would just play in a Pro Tool session or whatever. But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so it was nice this year because it was an unapologetic, like real representation of what I'm actually listening to, not just my own bands.
Yeah, right. It's tough to share it when your own band's like number one or number two on it or something like that. You're like, well, I mean,
It gets weird.
yeah.
It,
What can you do, kind of thing. Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't like they do have a thing where like you can start a session, you can like uh
Private it or
exclude it.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, you can like
they got like
exclude it from like your algorithm stuff. But like I'm not who's gonna remember to do that every single time they go
they
to
got like
listen.
an incognito mode for music stuff like that. Like
They
some,
do
yeah,
actually.
right.
Yeah, it's
Like
crazy. Yeah.
shit. I can't be letting everyone know. Like, yeah, like I mean, I get that. Like, like I got kids. Like, my daughter doesn't do it now, but like my buddy's just like, yo, mine's gonna be so fucked up. It's gonna be K-pop Demon Hunter, this or that. Like, it's like,
Well, hey,
okay,
hold up.
like
That was a pretty good movie, dude. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
haven't
Like
seen it. I haven't seen it at all. Is
it's
it
pretty
legit?
it's actually like it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. The songs are
Fuck.
pretty solid. The story's pretty cool. Like it's
My kids are like too young. I think maybe like it's that sweet spot where like I haven't seen anything about it. Like I've seen people mention it, but it's like I haven't like unless you like dive in. Like yeah, that didn't hit my algorithm
it's
yet.
like it's not bad. It's not bad. Definitely like if you watched it and you were like, this is sick, I'd be like, I know. Like I get it.
Sick. Okay. Okay. So one thing that I find very entertaining about your band and that I enjoy is that you guys aren't afraid to talk shit. I'm really bummed you guys recently did a show where someone else already called you out for the white guy podcast tweet. I'm bummed because I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
that
fucking. I was
it
like,
was funny as hell because I was Pat and like it was while we were on tour with them. We didn't even I didn't even know Oren tweeted that. Like that was crazy. That was so when I saw it, I was like, when did we tweet this? And we're like, oh my God, it was like fucking 8 days ago. That was crazy, or 10 days ago or whatever. That was
sick.
crazy.
That's great. No, I was like that. I was like, that's tweeted. I was like, I'm gonna bring that up when we talked, and that's great. Then I saw, I was like, oh, someone else fucking got to it. I was like, can't have like all the fucking white boys with microphones fucking jumping like that. That's just like it's fucking too good. But you guys in general like fucking are not afraid to fucking stand up and talk shit and tweet about shit that's important, or same thing in general, just kind of stand up for things in general. I had this really interesting conversation the other day with a friend that kind of started because we were talking about your band and how I think you guys should be like fucking headlining the Warped Tour. And this is like
Right.
help me expand on this here. Like, and this is like coming from like the whitest fucking white boy at the podcast here, but like, is there a situation where I don't think with fans and I don't think with other bands necessarily there's any of this shit, but like maybe institutionally still where there's still some like institutional racism with this stuff heavily, and with bands where maybe the bands that are a little more vocal and will stand up for themselves and shit don't get the same opportunities that bands that maybe will kind of play along with the jokes and stuff and aren't as political maybe get those opportunities. And I
You
don't
know,
mean that as like a knock on any bands because like it's
right.
like the Paradox doing well now. That was a thought. I was like, well, they kind of like play into the jokes and this and that. They're not doing a lot of like fuck you this or that, but it's like I'm not saying that in a way the Paradox don't deserve their success. The Paradox are fucking killing it, but like, do you see what I'm saying? Is this a thing at all, or am I just sociological bullshitting this?
I think that it's a really weird thing and we talk about this a lot, especially on the record. Like I think a lot of it comes down to the content that you're creating and putting out on social media. And I think that the algorithm suppresses or boosts things at its own leisure. Um, and there's just no way to know what's gonna hit, right? There's no way to know what's gonna land well. And I think that a lot of bands are a lot better at social media than we are. We don't spend as much time like curating reels and doing like short form content to
Mm-hmm.
be easily digestible like that. We really honestly should. We talk about it all the time. We do our best, we all still work and we all have like other stuff going on and
Fucking
shit.
lives and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, but like we talk about it a lot. Like a lot of the record especially a lot of the stuff that like I was writing for the record. It's like man, I miss like it's not the way that it was presented to me. Like things did not turn out the way that it was presented to me. Like when I was growing up, when I was in high school, you know, it was like the golden age of Warped Tour. Like you were touring, you were putting out solid records, and you were just playing your music, and people would see you. And I'm sure, and obviously
See,
that's a
it seemed
gross
really, it
simple.
seemed really easy, but no, I get you. Yeah, the things kind of, especially like I feel like we're probably about the same age here. Like you're talking like 2000s at some point, like mid to late 2000s or so. Like yeah,
Yep.
like there was a boom, and yeah, okay, you do it, you make a band, and then like in a year or two, you get on Warped Tour, and then like you get signed to a major label, and you release like your second or third album, and then you tour on that, and then like you're cool.
Right. And obviously that's a gross oversimplification. There's so many more moving parts, and it's
Yeah.
just like there's so much more going on. But it's really not like that anymore. You have to feed the beast, you have to feed the algorithm, you have to create the content, and I don't have that type of brain. Like I don't have content brain. I don't like know what sort of video I need to be making, or like I'm not gonna film a get ready for tour with me video. I'm just putting my shit in a
Right,
suitcase.
you're just putting your
Right.
shit in a suitcase with the fucking audio. Like then
Right.
I fucking packed. I grabbed my six shirts. Two of them are band shirts. One's an anime shirt. Like fucking, like
Right.
fucking.
Like I'm just out here like trying to pack and make sure I have, I do the millennial thing where I have like 3 times the amount of fucking socks and boxers that,
Yeah, of
need
course.
or
Yeah,
and like I'm just trying to make everything fit in this bag and like, just get through the tour. Whereas, like some people they think like, oh, I'm gonna film this and I'm gonna light it and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And I'm like, that's awesome because even I like watching some of that content sometimes,
like I'll consume it, but like you want me to make it? Like fuck, it's not in
It's
my
yeah,
brain.
it doesn't happen naturally for me. And a lot of us in the band are like that and we don't really have that like that spark doesn't happen for us. So a lot of the
I
record, is about like not wanting to be content creators, this being different than, we thought it was going to be, not necessarily bad, but just a lot different, you know? And so it's weird. And I think that at a certain level, institutionally, like you were saying, it could be, because we're not just doing the same thing. I obviously like things are popular for a reason and other things are not as popular for whatever that reason might be. But,
yeah.
I don't want to just we when we were writing this record specifically, we were like, what do we want out of this record? We created playlists. We were all listening to each other's songs like that we added to the playlists and just kind of trying to feel a vibe and stuff. And like there were a lot of conscious decisions, the decision to make this record heavier than it's ever been was very conscious and like that was everyone wanted that.
It's real like punch you in the fucking face energy to it at times. Like just yeah.
Yeah, we were really trying to be like, okay, well, how do we emote how we're feeling about this? Like all this like pent up latent energy that we have, and like the anxiety of like, okay, we're getting older, like how much longer can we do van tours?
Right.
Like
Yeah.
literally like I don't know, I did something like within the first like 5 days of tour to my back and I was just
I was gonna
fucked
say,
up.
like physically
Yeah.
speaking, yeah, you guys are grown ass fucking men now. Like how much,
Yeah.
like how long can you can't be doing five guys in a fucking motel room for that long, you know? Like,
I mean, we're still doing it, but
yeah,
it's
eventually you got to bring a cot or something. Yeah, 'cause someone's back's gonna fucking give out on the couch.
well,
Yeah.
we do have cots. We have cots now and like camping sleeping pads. We have figured out a very comfortable way to do it.
Hell yeah.
Um, when we graduate to that next level and we're able to get a second hotel room, that would be sick.
When that big emo money kicks in.
Yeah, dude. Um, but it's just it's one of those things where like there there very well could be something going on, that we don't know about, things that are getting suppressed. I don't know. I think that at least from what we see and, the way that we choose to view it, it's just like we need to figure out a way to get our music in front of people, in
Yeah.
front of the most people. And like I think that every time we can get in front of people, we do a pretty good job at converting new fans.
Mhm.
And it's awesome because we see that, and we see on this tour, we saw, the trickle down effect of all the other tours that we've ever done in the past like 3 years, and like people showing up and the shows were awesome and stuff. And now we just need to figure out a way to, exponentially grow how we're getting the music to the people.
So what the fuck? What's the plan for that? Yeah, I guess like in the most literal sense. Yeah, what do we do there? Like, what's the plan?
That's the question. That's $1 million question.
What do we do, Brompton? What do we fucking do, man? Like,
It's $1 million question. We're trying to figure out like, what to do with all of it. We're trying to figure out like how do we do it? Do we run like Instagram ads? Do we run um do we work with like PR agencies and marketing agencies and like do, just longer marketing campaigns,
yeah.
thing that you can do is like, when you're going on tour, when you have a big show you want to promote, you obviously do like targeted ads on Instagram and Twitter and everything. So like, you know, the sponsored
So
ad
they
shit.
can see the flyer and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just crazy because it's like it seems like when you post something like a show or something in promotion of new music, like you would think, oh, my fans are gonna see this, but they don't
That
because
seems it's weird, right? That's the thing that gets fucking buried. Yeah.
it gets buried and suppressed because they want you
To run
to
it as an ad.
run it as an ad. They want you to run it as an ad. It's crazy. So it's like on one hand, it's like, do we want to give into that? No, because we want to see the change where we don't have to.
We're
And
not playing that game.
right, but then on the other hand, it's like, well, we're gonna lose the platform to be able to fight against that.
To get that change kind of it's the same kind of thing. Like I had the same feeling today, like with the Spotify rap thing. Like I use Apple. I've used Apple since before I think we really like, Spotify became like publicly like, public enemy #1 kind of thing.
Right.
And like it's tough. It's like everyone's sharing these, and I remember even this morning I was kind of like a bunch of motherfuckers I know who are anti fucking Spotify, anti ice, anti AI. A lot of them sharing those Spotify things all of a sudden, and then like I went and saw the one we got for our show here, and I was like, oh, that's really nice. Like fuck, and I posted it. I even captioned. I was like, all my homies hate Spotify except for when they say something nice about me, right? But it's like it's this tough balance, and same thing. Like a bunch of other bands that I'm friends with and we've had on the show that are like political in nature. Same thing where it's like it's this tough balance. Like yes, you can pull your shit off of here, you can do these things, but like what are you hurting in the like at what activism, what actions are worth your time and actually make an impact, and what is just like fucking doing the woke lib internet, I'm not racist, whatever, kind of public facing,
Yeah,
thing. Like what makes a difference? It's tough.
it's hard, and it's a hard line to toe, and you kind of have to figure it out. Like trying to I'm trying to transfer over to Apple Music. It's really hard because like there are just some UI things on Spotify and like my day lists that I listen to all the time and everything, like they're just good. And I'm also used to, quickly searching like things on Spotify and then
It
like,
works a certain way where you just kind of see how like it's funny you
yeah,
say the UI because like that's the thing I think I dislike about it, which is hilarious. I'm now looking at myself in this camera and I realize I'm gonna say the thing I hate about it is like I don't like looking at the black and the green, like the colors. Like I just find it upsetting. Like the color layout of the Spotify, like I find the Apple one more like the black and the red or the white and the red more enjoyable. I don't like the green. The green is upsetting to me, which I'm now realizing is like fucking ironic, as I have like a big light up green sign behind me,
yeah,
like.
I'm looking at that, I'm like, dog.
You're right. Yeah, no, yeah, I'm having the same realization right before. I'm because I've thought it for like years where I'm just like I don't like the way it looks. Like I just don't like the fucking way it looks. I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this is an issue I need to sort out myself, bro. I don't know. Yeah, this might be something I need to unpack at a later date.
It could be. It
Could
could,
be.
but I mean,
So
it's hard to. It's also hard when you've been using something for so long, and I have so many playlists like
that
created stuff like to migrate everything over. And I'm working on it, because I do want to get away from it eventually, but it takes longer than you would expect, and it's hard.
I had an issue. I think it was during the pandemic. I can't remember what it was. It was something I was getting like triple charged or something, and I complained about it. And Spotify, like the bank put like a block on Spotify charging my account. So then Spotify like straight up just canceled and deleted my account, and I can't get it at all now. So I had to go cold turkey Spotify to Apple. So sometimes I'll play like the high and mighty thing about like, like that it's a political thing, but really I was just straight up iced out of Spotify. Like I was banned. Like, but I get you. It is a hard transition.
Yeah, it's interesting, but I mean, it's something that it's gonna happen for me for sure. I kind of want to go to Title. I'm not gonna lie, because Title,
I was really into the title for a minute. I think like 2016 or so, whenever it first like kind of that first big rollout when the life of Pablo was on it. Once great Chicago artist. Yeah.
we
Um.
don't claim him anymore.
Yeah. I think he lives out by me, and I don't really want to. Yeah. Touchy subject. Yeah. What a shame. At this point, though, it wasn't a touchy subject. At 2015, he just 2015 he didn't. 2016 he didn't really do anything bad yet. Yeah. Not
Yeah,
really. Yeah. I mean. Yeah, nothing. Yeah, not the levels to things.
I feel you. I feel
There's
you.
level. Speaking of Chicago artists in general, though, what are your Mount Rushmore of Chicago artists? As a non-Chicagoan, I've done this myself, but as like I'm not from there, what do I know?
I mean, it's gonna be for me, Chance, Fall Out Boy. Hmm. See, the other ones are hard, man, because like we got Alkaline Trio, we got Rise Against, like
Alkaline Trio is my favorite band of all time. Yeah,
so that's
that was
like
my band. Yeah,
that's tough, dude. We got Smashing Pumpkins.
I was gonna say, and you got the fucking pumpkins there.
I
Yeah,
know,
like
dude. I know that's really hard. That's really hard. We got Common. I don't know. I just said like six. They can just all
they can all
interchange.
figure it out. It's a modern
Yeah,
day. Yeah, we don't.
they can
Yeah,
fight amongst themselves.
yeah, they can figure it
And
out. God
whoever
damn.
whoever whoever emerges victorious, I won't be upset.
I heard a rumor that the new Chance was a return to form. Is this true?
God, I mean it's cool. Yeah, it's cool.
That's not a great fucking sell on it.
That was not the best sell on it. I mean, it's not. Yes, I think yes and no, because I see growth still, you know, but it's definitely like it definitely does feel familiar in the ways that I would like it to. So it's not like straight going back to like acid rap or anything, but like it does feel familiar and I like it. It's cool.
Is there a because I think of Chance as like that big major like unsigned everything independent indie artist, and then goes like finally is about to go do the big major label this and that, and the perception changes, yada yada yada. Is there an equivalent in our world? Who would you say the equivalent is possibly?
That's interesting because a lot of the times, in like, rock and punk and stuff, it's labels are involved from an early point, regardless of the size of it, like it could be like small indie labels, it could be, and then you graduate and you get signed to a bigger label and stuff. And a lot of bands like don't ever get on like these crazy big labels like Universal or anything like
Mhm.
that, like it's a lot of the big bands in like the pop punk scene specifically, or it's like Pure Noise or like
They're
uh
pure noise hopeless, or
or
yeah.
or like in the metal scene, it's like, like Sumerian or like nuclear blast or any of those and stuff. And so sharp tone. Um, so yeah, I mean, like when I think about artists that like have transcended that, like I do kind of automatically think Fall Out Boy because like the first four records, like, Take Us to Your Grave Through Folly are like
Yeah.
they they change because they go from just like straight up pop punk, like high energy all the time
Yeah,
to
it's a
like, you
yeah,
know,
Foley's damn near. Yeah, I mean, even Infinity and Foley, those are like borderline R&B records at times. Like
sometimes, yeah.
yeah,
Sometimes for sure. But they still have a lot of like, Water Buffalo still has chugs in it and stuff,
yeah, they're still chugging in Water
They're
Buffalo.
still
Yes,
chugging.
exactly.
So like, there's that. But then we had the hiatus and then they came back and they were just like gigantic, like arenas and stuff. And it
Right.
was
Oh,
like,
oh, it was wild as shit. They left and they came. I remember like it was everywhere, and like I remember seeing like on like in LA here, like the Power or the K Rock website, like K Rock is covering it. That video comes out with fucking 2 Chainz where they're throwing
yeah,
and this is in 2013 when or 2014 right there where 2 Chainz is like god of the fucking world, and
yeah,
he's standing there with Fall Out Boys. They're burning their old shit.
yeah. And it was like, I just remember thinking like, what the fuck is this? What happened, And like obviously since then, like I've warmed up to the new stuff. I actually love the newest record so much for Stardust. Like
A
that
lot of
shit,
people say, yeah, the old fans say that's like a return to form. They like that one
it,
heavy.
it is. It's really, really, really good. But it's still also very much like in the vein of like what they do now, or what they've done more recently and stuff. So yeah, I
With
think
with
Fall
Fall
Out
Out Boy, I
Boys.
really respect that. I respect that for them. I'm like kind of like almost like get your bag, you guys.
Yeah, I mean, like it's crazy. There's them and Paramore. There's not really any bands from our scenes that I think are ever gonna attain that level of them, Paramore, MCR. Like, it's not it's not really attainable anymore. You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
would say I don't think like there will ever be any band, maybe in any genre, any rock subgenre that'll touch that shit again. Yeah,
I mean, we have like serious octane core
yeah, the
stuff.
Octane
But
Core
like
bullshit kind of.
there's like, Bring Me the Horizon is fucking gigantic.
Yeah, Bring Me the Horizon's big.
Gearbox is really big.
And all those bands feel very big, but like it also like culture is so like segmented now, where it's like there's still like a monoculture in the 2000s where I feel like everyone on the planet, like everyone knew Misery Business and MCR,
Right,
like everyone on fucking Earth knows I Write Sins Not Tragedies. Like, oh,
right.
who's the biggest song? Like Alex G, I think, or Alex Warren had the biggest song of this last year. I've never heard that fucking song in my life. Like
Yeah. True.
I don't know,
True.
like like there's still people that haven't heard like I bet you like there's people out there that don't know like 5 Taylor Swift songs. Just
Yeah.
because things are segment. Whereas like in our generation, like you knew 5 Michael Jackson songs, like your grandma knew 5 Michael Jackson songs. Like
It is
so it's
different now. But well, the industry is different and like, they serve certain things to certain people and there's the whole like the whole like counterculture arguments and everything and just kind of everything like you said being kind of segregated and like alt culture and stuff and so yeah. Also like back then like this type of music was popular music.
mhm.
This was what was on MTV, you know.
This was mainstream for a minute. Yeah,
Right. Right. Now it's not. It's I mean it's getting back there, with the
I think
whole it's
same
I
thing
think
where
it's
like nothing will be mainstream like that again. But I think it's kind like it's having a moment right now.
for sure. Yeah, it is. And it's cool. It's awesome. It's great for us, It's
Right? You're
great
like
for
hell yeah, right? Yeah,
yeah.
because like I imagine maybe you guys see it at shows too, if you play festivals where it's like older people, like people in our age range, it's harder to get them into new bands. You know what I mean?
It's very hard. It's very
It's
hard.
very, very hard.
Anytime we play with like a band that's kind of like a more legacy band, the fans really like us because we like scratch that itch.
Hmm.
But then it's hard
But
to
you
get
convert them, yeah.
it's hard. Well, the weird thing is they will buy our vinyl,
Hmm.
but I don't see them streaming it.
it's almost like they liked it. They want to support it. They want to get the memento from this thing, but like
Right.
music to them is still this personal thing. So you haven't like entered into their soundtrack. You haven't earned that like emotional space yet, but like
Correct.
they
That's
liked what you
exactly
did.
it. We have not earned that emotional space, and that's what we're trying to figure out. How do we do that with both people our age and people younger, you know? And so it's interesting. I think we're at a really, really cool spot as a band right now, but it's also a really interesting kind of a tough spot to be in because we're trying to figure out like what do we need to do? And so far we're just like, okay, we're just gonna keep doing us, you know?
It's interesting. You guys kind of walk this line really well where it's like a DIY, newer, like very grassroots, this and that, like a newer band on the scene. But then, like, of my like older friends in our age range, like of everyone we have on this show, you're one of the few that like they're like everyone in our group is like, oh, action adventure. They know your band, like they know you guys. So like you guys have done a very good job of getting to those people, like in our
We're all
age. Yeah, well, I mean, this is specifically like 12 people that make like fucking TikTok videos all day. So like, you got like these are good 12 people to have, but like,
for
yeah,
sure.
like they gotta fucking start mentioning them more. Actually, we're doing like this award vote. I don't remember which one. I think it's best live band or something. But you guys are nominated for one of them. So like, these motherfuckers were
Right.
throwing your names on shit. Like, yeah, you're
That's sick.
you're in,
That's
you're in the
sick.
damn running. Yeah. But like younger bands, like this side of like fucking, Mitt Romney running for president, like it's hard to get their attention, people our age, like they just don't take to it. But you guys have done a good job, and I think it's like because you kind of blend that sound well, where it's like you said, scratches that itch, like, oh, it's 4 years strongish. It kind of has a day to remember feel to it at times, but then like it's something actually new you can sink your teeth into and stuff.
We're just writing the stuff that we want to hear. Like I think like I unapologetically still listen to Ever After
Sick.
every day.
Like this record's fucking tight.
Not even just like, you know, rehearsing for stuff. Sometimes I'm just like, "Oh, I wanna listen to Seconds and Centuries right now," and I'll just put it on because like, the riff is really good. I'm like, "Damn, we did
Like
a
hell
good job,"
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, damn, yeah, that fucking that dude fucking rips on that thing, huh?
Yeah, yeah, and it's that's cool. I like that, we were able to do something that we're proud of, but that we also genuinely like, it's something that, like, I would listen to. It's something that, like, we like, you know? And that's something that I think we do our best to, like, have come across in the songs as well. Um, and it's something that was always just, like, important to us, you know?
It's like an authenticity kind of thing.
We're trying. We're really trying, man, 'cause it's the allure of just being like, "Oh, well, maybe we should just write a song like this," you know? Because like, obviously, I'm sure we
Maybe we
could.
just give into the algorithm, yeah.
Yeah, but
But
I
then you
don't.
do that and you realize it's not that fucking easy, and then you hate yourself, and yeah.
Exactly,
Then you're falling
exactly.
into a pit of chasing the dragon of the views or something, yeah.
Yep. So, we're just gonna keep doing our thing and, do what we can to get the views to come to us, but also at the same time, like, totally accept and understand that, like, we have no control over this. We just are doing the thing that we're trying to do and hoping that we're resonating and connecting with people. And so far, we do have people telling us that, and we're super lucky and incredibly grateful for our fan base. And it's really cool the things that people come up to us and say at shows. They we we carry that with us, and like it hits home, and it's really awesome. And we're just gonna keep being out here and keep doing it. That's all we can do.
Just keep fucking grinding away. Yeah. You guys doing pretty good so far. You guys got a nice little attention. Yeah, you guys got a nice little project going on here. You seem to be doing okay.
We're working at it, so
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
we're
He's
we're,
still
we're
doing
trying.
that little band thing. It's turns out okay. Yeah, making a nice fucking nice record that's ending up on a lot of fucking album of the year list across the board.
That's sick, man. We it's hard when you're in it and when you live in it and like you live in the record because like obviously it means something special to all of
Yeah.
us. It was a very big part of our lives for the past like year. Um, but we can't really see like we don't see it, you know.
Hmm.
I
No,
don't
you're not
I don't
looking at the
see
same
it
way.
like
You don't have the same perspective on it. You can't
yeah.
pull back. Yeah.
So thank you for saying that. That's great. That's great to hear. I'm gonna go into the group chat after this and tell the dudes
Yeah,
like,
no,
hey,
hell yeah, no. I remember because that it came out. It came. I would say there's two albums I would say that are my go tos for like any sort of negative emotion, and it's like the Action Venture record is for like the fucking like aggressive, like aggression, like fist throwing side of like feeling angry, and the Scarlet Street No Alternative record came out that same day. I don't know if you've heard it. Like that one is like that's for when I'm feeling like defeated by the world, like that existential fucking dread kind of thing. It's like same day, like the feel bad albums of the year, you know? Like it's like the
yeah,
fuck
I
it's like
mean,
the Barbenheimer of fucking yeah, of emo.
that's awesome. That is awesome. I love that. That's such a
Fuck
great.
yeah. Wish we could have thought of that before it came out. We could have really got a fucking good marketing spin on things right there.
Dude,
There's
for
some
real.
content brain for you. I
For
got
real.
you.
Ah, missed
So
opportunities.
take me back to like childhood Brompton, growing up in Chicago, right? What part of Chicago here? And is it technically in the what are the Chicago lines to you? What's the Chicago border officially?
Well, I mean, there's like Chicago and like the Chicagoland area. Like there's the actual city, which is physical Chicago.
Mhm.
And then there's like the burbs that like touch it, you know,
Mhm.
which I'll say like for the most part, those you can be like, yeah, I'm from Chicago. But then there's like, one or two, three towns over, twice removed, whatever. And it's like, yeah, you can say you're from the suburbs, but you're not like really from the city of Chicago, you know?
Okay, there we go.
Um, but yeah, I mean, grew up like in Skokie, Evanston, and the actual city of Chicago. So I've either lived in the city of Chicago or lived in a town that touches the city of
That
Chicago.
touches it, so we can yeah, adjacency enough there to be in there.
Or like I
When you
spent a lot of time in the city regardless,
okay. When did you get your first guitar? And what was the influence behind this? Like falling into this? What's the emo origin story here in general?
So my uncle plays guitar, he plays a lot of blues, and he gave me um I still have it. It's actually right here.
Hell yeah.
He gave me this Stratocaster. This is my most prized possession actually. It is a 19 I believe 89 or 90 American Strat. This was my first guitar.
Sick.
I was very lucky to get such a nice instrument as my first guitar,
How
and
old were you?
I was I was 11.
Oh, you didn't deserve that shit.
Did not.
No.
I did not deserve it at all, and
American Strat. Yeah.
did not deserve it at all. Um, but I, started playing like Green Day and Blink and Sum 41 and stuff, and then went through like metal phases in junior high and high school. So then, we had like Avenged Sevenfold, Trivium, like we moved on to like black metal, Demi Borgir, fucking Children of Bodom stuff.
Do a little that Lexi lay low, I think it yeah,
Yep.
that fuck yeah,
Yeah.
that type of shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. And like, stuff like that. Obviously there was like it's crazy because I always was kind of like you said earlier, chasing the dragon of like newer bands that were like constantly releasing like new music and stuff. So
Hmm.
like yeah, there's like Van Halen and there's like Metallica and there's like Pantera. All of that is in there, but like it was never like my top
You weren't really going back to that. You were kind of trying to get like the stuff that felt like it was like was it
new.
like the newness of it, like the excitement of getting something new, or was it kind of like just like this is my music, not like these old people's shit?
Yeah, I think it was kind of like the latter. I think it was just kind of like I can go to this show next week. I can go see System, you
Yeah.
know. I can go see Avenged. This is before they were playing fucking stadiums and
Yeah,
shit,
this is yeah,
Like,
yeah. This sounds crazy,
yeah,
but yeah, this 20 years ago when yeah, when
yeah,
these were regular sized bands, yeah, Avenged
right.
Sevenfold is playing like the side stage at the Warp Tour, yeah,
They're
like
playing like normal size clubs and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, up until like yeah, like after maybe after City of Evil or even the record after that, maybe yeah, they were a very feasible band.
Yeah. And like it was just like I think like the accessibility was, important. Like I remember like like I saw MCR like when they were touring on Three Cheers. You know what I mean?
Sick. And the ticket was probably like 18 fucking dollars too.
Like yeah, it was normal. Like I remember I saw Blink touring Take Off Your Pants and Jacket at like a 8 or 900 cap room, like a normal size, like a big room, but a normal sized room, And now they're just headlining festivals and playing the
Yeah.
United Center and like
You'll never see these guys outside of like a fucking, yeah, like a professional sports venue. Yeah.
right. So like I think it was like that. It was the fact that I could like be there and like be in that moment. I think that was like a big thing. And like I think that's why it was cool to learn those songs and like to play those songs and
Felt
stuff.
like your shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Interesting
like
you say
definitely a
that.
lot of my
Yeah.
history. Yeah.
That's some fucking that's because I feel like what you just said there's like kind of like a microcosm like for like I feel like our scene in general, like it could be so much bigger right now. Like for example, like the Warp Tour coming back, and we just talked about this in like an episode where it's like it's back, but like it really bothered me that all the headlining bands were these like 20-year-old bands, like like All Time Low and A Day to Remember and this and that. It's like not that it's like good for them this and that, but it's like in 2005, if I'm at the Warp Tour, that's the equivalent of them having fucking like Fugazi they're headlining, and it's like that's cool, but like 2000, like 15-year-old me doesn't want that. I want my own band. And it's like for this next generation of kids, these bands like that are like at that level are all these legacy acts, you know what I mean? Like the newest, like it's like a Pierce the Veil is like kind of newly famous in that world, but it's like shit, Pierce the Veil still got 20 years here, like do you think that kind of like do you think that kind of is a hindrance on the scene right now? Like the legacy guy. Like I look at it's like I don't know if you're a wrestling fan, but like wrestling, the old guys, they gotta
Yeah.
go away. They gotta retire, you know what I mean? It's like WWE, they got like these old timers there, like bro, you gotta put over the next gen. Like you
I don't necessarily want them to go away because I mean I still like going to their shows and stuff.
Yeah.
And like
And
I
it's same thing where it's like with the like racist like the band thing I was saying earlier where it's like it's not the band's fault. I don't think it's the festivals. I don't know who it's almost is it the listener like we don't want them to go away, but like maybe they don't need to be headlining and getting the $300 tours
I don't know.
at
I
the
mean
arenas.
like with Warped Tour it's such a crazy thing. Like I feel like if they did a full US Warped Tour right now, right?
Hmm.
In 26, if Warped Tour was full US again, old school style, run and gun every day for fucking 2.5 months, right? And
Yeah,
we
you're doing straight 60 dates, some kind of shit. Yeah,
right, and we did it. I feel like that would be insane for our career. I think that we would be able to
massive
play.
opportunity.
I think we'd be able to play in front of a lot of people, and I think that that really helped a lot of the bands that are big now that were on
Hmm.
that circuit to do it. Um, it is it a make or break thing? Like I don't know if it's like absolutely make or break, but I definitely see the value in something like that that we don't have anymore, you
Hmm.
know? And yeah, I mean, the fact that like they did do a good job of, smaller bands also being able
Hmm.
to play the festivals this year. The
Mixed into
lineup
the
was
lineup as well. They
gigantic.
did, yeah. The lineup in general, I think they did a good job.
But I mean it was a very nostalgic thing. And I'm really interested to see what happens this next year because they kind of got all the big they got all the
Yeah,
big names.
what are they gonna? And I mean, like they're not gonna they're priced out of they're not gonna get a Fallout Boy. They can never get a Paramore or a Panic. Like even the original Warps, they didn't have those bands. Like they've already got the Simple Plans and the Day to Remember. Yeah, what do they do next? And it's like I'd like to at that ticket price. It's like I'd like to see them. Yeah, like you can have a Day to Remember there, but it's like give me an action adventure. Give me a Saturdays at your place. Give me like a give me some of these, like slip them in there and put them on that main stage slot. People are already getting this festival for $75 a day. They're getting what they pay for no matter what.
I mean, I think it would be really interesting to see that. I genuinely I don't know how well it would sell.
It's a
It's
tough
it's
thing too. Yeah.
it's hard to know what's going on with that. So where the scene and the industry are in a really interesting spot right now. And it's just like being kept alive by like the the nostalgia factor, kind of, holding it up, and then also holding it up long enough for the newer generation to show up
It's like,
and kind
yeah,
of
got
put
it.
it on its shoulders now, and we're in that transitionary period. So, I think we have a few more years
Interesting.
to see exactly how this is going to play out for, the genres in our scene in general. Um, but I mean, but then also you look at like bands like Hot Mulligan, like Midwest emo is like the biggest ever
Yeah, they're
been.
doing great. Yeah, and I tell all those bands that I'm like, there's one Hot Mulligan right now, in the same way there was maybe like one Taking Back Sunday in 2000. And it's like 3 years later, there's gonna be eight Hot Mulligans, and those eight Hot Mulligans. Yeah, it's not the same as we're talking about the 2000s where they're going to go get their fucking, $1 million fucking deals and things like that. But there's going to be these opportunities for these bands to really be successful. Like the doors are opening. It's just a matter of like, yeah, how that transition happens to where like the olds and the normies are grabbing onto it. Can the small niche communities and fan bases keep it kind of alive long enough for that baton pass to happen,
Right. So hopefully, yeah,
Right? Like hopefully for, yeah, for our fucking sake, for all our sake.
we'll see what happens, man. It's a very exciting time for music and for the genre right now. And I think if we can, try and get some semblance of taking everything back from the fucking algorithm and
Yeah.
being able to actually promote your music effectively and get it to a lot of people, I think that, we'll see a lot of I think we'll see a lot of growth in the scene in general. And I'm not saying like, in no way am I saying like my band is the best fucking band on the planet, but I am like self-aware enough to know that like my band doesn't completely suck horribly.
You're like, my shit's good and it should be getting more eyeball. Like that.
It's good.
That's
It's
that's why
good
I
enough
get
to get more views. That's
that's I
all
get
I'm
dude.
willing to
I
say.
get frustrated. I get so frustrated. It's like a marketing guy over. Like I'm like, and I'm like, I get it for the bands. They don't want to be doing these things. I'm like, how in this world, how do we make it to where like. Because I'm thinking about like Warp Tour. Okay, that's a big one with like people our age, and I have to see people our age where they love it. Because and to me, it's like that's not relevant anymore. But it's like, okay, if you just those people there that are waiting to see fucking MGK after seeing fucking We the Kings or something like that. Give them Magnolia Park right there. Give them Origami Angel. Like, give them one of these right there. They don't have an option to fucking move. There's 60,000 of them right there. 30,000 of them are going to add it to their like it's like you're saying like where you're on those tours like over the summer you're grinding each one like same when you're opening for an act like if you get the right crowd like it's grassroots. It's like the same thing fucking politicians are going doing while they're running around Iowa eating corn and shit kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
you got 20
Okay.
people in
Yeah.
this room. 10 of them are gonna like you enough to fucking tell their friends and family. All of a sudden, that 10 fans turned into 30. Like you're almost like pyramid scheming as I'm saying it here, but like yeah, it's like that kind of grassroots thing where just like these opportunities need to be fucking given to you guys because like the algorithm is not going to favor you. You don't have your boobs out. You're not doing ASMR, and you're not at like a car crash, and you're like adult humans. Yeah, like they're gonna just it's tough to compete against. Yeah, the
It is.
entire world.
It is. I'm glad you said it. I can't really say it.
No,
So,
I'll say it for you. Don't worry. Yeah, I'll fucking yeah. You got no. I feel you. Bullshit. Yeah, it's tough to
it's
compete with that, but
it is hard. There is a certain aspect of competition, but I really like we try and look at it not in terms of a competition,
mhm.
like when we got big-ish on TikTok, Arrows in Action was getting big on TikTok, and Magnolia was getting big on TikTok. And honestly, those two bands have like outgrown us like exponentially. But I'm not mad, you know? Like it's really
No.
cool to see that it can still happen,
I
you
feel
know?
like the competition is less with the other bands, like more against like the rest of the fucking
World.
internet too. It's like all the bands like nowadays, like in general, like all the bands seem to be friends. Like everyone seems to be way more supportive now because like there's less opportunities in the way there was before, where it's like, oh, there's only one fucking big. There can only be one new My Chemical Romance that this label is gonna pay. Like those
Right.
opportunities don't exist. You guys are all homies, but like you're competing against fucking AI slot bullshit now and fucking get ready with me videos and things like that's your competition. Like yeah, like fucking Eras in Action and fucking Games We Play and fucking Magnolia Park and all these bands, like these are allies. Like, yeah, these are fellow soldiers, like on the the
Right.
front lines.
Exactly. And so, it's I think it's important that the scene supports itself. We just have to support each other and, just go to each other's shows, show up, post about each other, and just do what you can to like help the scene itself grow. And when the
Yeah.
scene when our bands individually grow, we are able to grow the scene together.
Hmm.
Just lift the whole thing up. And like that's super important because like, growing up, if I didn't have a scene, if I didn't have like the music that I was listening to, like you know, just as a little fucking emo kid, like would I be here now?
Right, it's like
Mm,
just little
yeah,
where it sounds extreme, like it's like, yeah, like who knows, but really, like it's butterfly effect. Where would your life be if it wasn't for this community and being able to find maybe this one band, like yeah, Blink and Green Day, and then like the magic of it was kind of going down that rabbit hole, right? And like finding these other bands and like going on fucking Pure Volume, MySpace, like just
yep.
like this world discovery and like finding yourself through it and stuff like that. And it's like this this world raised you, you need to leave this world in a better place for the next generation, like, because we want this scene to raise them the same way and hopefully better than we got raised, obviously, based on the things that used to be happening back then compared to now, like we want it, we want to leave the scene in a better place. And I think as a whole, I think it's getting there right now.
Yeah, I think that, we are. I think that it's pretty cool um seeing, some of these other bands that like for lack of a better term, we maybe came up with, or even bands like in our scene that like unfortunately a lot of bands that we played shows with locally like don't exist anymore, and like
Hmm.
so having anytime like a band that we did come up with plays a show, like one or two of us at least try and go out, we try and see our friends that we've been playing shows
It's
with for 10
community, right? Yeah.
it's all about community, man, like
At the end
that's
of the day, like
so
that's what's really going to matter like 20 years from now is like these,
it's
like
it really is. It
these
absolutely
memories
is
and
all
these
about community,
friends.
and it is about, like, supporting your peers and supporting each other. Because like, you know, Spotify is not supporting us with their point zero 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 0.0004
No,
cents
they don't
per
give a fuck
stream,
about you. No,
they don't
they
give a
want to
shit,
replace you.
you know? They want to replace us with AI. So,
Yeah, yeah.
so we it's important that we all show up for each other and we support, and I think that it's pretty cool our scene, tends to do that.
It's the most fucking beautiful shit I've ever heard. Before I fucking wrap it up, can you tell these people where they can find action adventure on the internet?
Yeah, you can find us literally anywhere. If you
Fucking the
look
whole
on
web.
Spotify, even though they're evil, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon Music, like literally any streaming platform, YouTube,
And it's
whatever.
action slash adventure.
It is
It doesn't.
action
It's not
slash
action
adventure.
and or adventure, which I thought for the longest time maybe because the punctuation. I had to hear someone say it out loud, and I was like, okay, like
Yeah, the short version of because our band name is long, dude. It sucks. It's a bad band name, we know.
they're
But
they're they're easy words to remember though. Like if you're over the age of 7, you know how to spell those words and you know how to
that's
say them.
true.
That's helpful. Cheem. I interviewed Cheem earlier, bro. I've been
Oh,
saying it fucking Keem for like 16 months.
that is, I think the actual word is key. I know they say cheem, but
They say right. I was like, bro,
yeah,
like I don't know. I read it as, and now I'm like, what was I thinking? Like fucking chemotherapy. Like that's a terrible band name. Like I don't know why I assumed, but Action
Cheem's the
Adventure's a good name.
Che
It's a good
Cheem
name.
Cheem's record is so good too. We
So
listened to it
fucking
we
stupid
listened
good.
to it a lot on the drives of, on this last tour, so
It's so fucking like it's. I told them I was like, not a lot of records make me feel something. This makes me feel like I'm like it's like 2001. I'm like I can. It's a PlayStation 1. I'm playing, not PlayStation 2, and it's like I'm playing wrestling. I'm playing SmackDown 2. Know Your Role. I'm playing fucking 3 Extreme. Like I can remember these exact like just the everything about the music just feels like this time frame. Like I'm like you guys did this really fucking well. Like damn.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's a great it's such a good record. It's such a good record, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
shit. But
Yeah.
yeah, you can find us anywhere, you know, all streaming services and platforms. If you Google us, You know, if you type in action adventure band, it'll pull us right up. You can type in ACTADV band, it'll pull us right up. Yeah, I mean, anywhere. Just please go stream Ever After. We're trying to do something here, you know.
You're trying, yeah, I'm trying, yeah, I'm trying to,
We're
yeah,
do something here. If you
trying to
could
get some
stream
hot
it,
tub money fucking going.
if everybody could stream it, I'm trying to see something, you know, for science. Trying to see something for science, bro.
Right? Yeah, like y'all just do me like a favor really quick. Like fucking on that note. Bronson, have a great night, man. I'm fucking
Thanks for
sick. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. The record's fucking great. Keep killing it.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
This show is a part of the Never a Phase Network, a collective of creators dedicated to keeping the spirit of the scene alive. Our network of creators make social media content, they share music news and reviews, and of course bring you great podcast content. For more information, please visit neveraphasenetwork.com and follow Never a Phase Network on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Hey man, it's your boy Petty Hendrix, man. You tuned in to Emo Kids Anonymous. Check it out. It is.